Hey y'all, so I'm finally getting to this video about misogyny. I've been meaning to make this video for a while now. But with the holidays and everything, I didn't want to be like, oh, negative Nancy. But it's not this video isn't to bash men. It's to pretty much just shed light on certain situations and topics, and I feel like they needed to be, discussed. I just want to shout out the men who do follow me and, be in the comments, give feedback, whether you family or, somebody who just found the channel. I appreciate it all. It's pretty much, I had what I call an emotional relapse about 2 weeks ago. I saw comedian Lil Duval post something. I'm going to put it on the screen now. Not like he was gonna see it, but I saw some guys from my old neighborhood posting it, and I'm just like, that's trash. That was a trash statement. Cause first of all, are you gonna like discredit women who have been through, narcissistic abuse and different situations and had to deal with that? I felt like he was like making light of it, and that's one thing about comedians. If you're a real comedian, you know how to make people forget about something that's super heavy. That's the point of a comedian. That's how you can tell how intelligent, how smart their comedy is. But I just didn't think it was funny, and I even felt bad and mad at myself for even letting it get to me. But I'm just like, no, like, and there was women in the comments talking about like, I don't know what he's saying, but he need to bring it down a notch. And I felt that too. I was like, we already in the year of 2020. We don't need nobody else, saying something crazy or making fun of a certain trauma that is hard to prove. Narcissistic abuse is hard to prove because it's mostly psychological, and also most of the abusers are on the other side of things good men on the surface. You know what I mean? Like they can, do things for the community and stuff like that, but on the other end it's like a different type of monster. And for the longest I was trying to think like, why did it get to me like that? And it's because I have not been exposed to trash men in a long time, like that make statements like that. When I went to New York, there was like a plethora of different people, and there was one instance, story time, where as you saw in my New York video, um, where we went to Harlem, and I had to meet up with my sister and her friends, aka my honorary cousins, and we met up in Harlem. And I got off the train, the subway, and they dropped a pin, and I went and on my way to the restaurant. And on my way, I'm in Harlem. The guys were just like speaking, like they were like, "How you doing, little sis? Hey, queen." Like, but it wasn't like trying to flirt. It was just like speaking when you pass somebody, and I was just like, oh, "Okay, this is different." And you know how when you pass somebody on the street, usually you walk on the right side. So I was on the right side of the street, walking on the right side, closer to the cars in the street, and a guy that would be coming would go around so he could be closer to the street. Like, usually, like, people don't go out their way to be that, to show, like, the gentleman side. Like, usually you just get that when you dating or you're in close contact with somebody. But for people to not even know me, just make sure I was straight like that, that's something really small, but it's really, it shows like, wow, like chivalry, like different like small aspects of everyday life. I just thought that was dope. Then I don't know what park it was, but I had to go past the park, and it was filled with a bunch of guys. And mind you, this is Friday night, so people out, kicking it. But I'm looking at Harlem, and I'm just going through it. I'm like, the neighborhoods, the brownstones look beautiful. People speaking and saying what's up. I'm like, this is kind of cool. This is different. So I go past the park, and I'm on the other side of the street. The park is on the other side, and I hear somebody go, "Oh, who is that?" And I'm not trying to be cocky. This is exactly what happened. he's like, "Oh, who is that?" And they were like, somebody, they were like, "Hey," and I was just like, I wave, I say hi, but then I'm looking at my phone. I think somebody calls me, and I'm just like, hello, oh yeah, I'm on my way, I'm almost there. Oh yeah, yeah. So I'm looking, I'm trying to look busy, right? And then somebody out my peripheral, I see, gets up to try to come over, and then I'm still looking at my phone trying to make sure I'm on the right street, make sure it's all straight. And a guy, like hold on, no, she looked like she meeting something. He says it to the other guy, looks like she meeting somebody. And I was just like are my boundaries being like respected and protected at the same time? Like, it was a different type of experience. It was like wow, like Harlem is different. And after that, even though it was so small, it was just like, because in those certain situations, you don't know if a guy is going to, if you're going to have to take his number, if he's really adamant, if he is embarrassed by rejection, and he can get violent with you. It's so many things as a woman you have to look out for. So for that situation to go down like that, it was very powerful. So I was just exposed to a different type of male energy, and I was just like, that's what I'm used to. It's possible. It is out there. You don't have to accept disrespect or anything less than, because it's out there. You know what I mean? So the generalizations about men and things of that nature, you have to go out and experience, what a real man is like, and not what like the half-ass thing that guys try to put on you and be like, oh well, such and such, she'll be happy to accept this. And I'm like, well, let her do it. You know what I'm saying? Let her accept that. Because you are a woman, you are a queen, and what you put up with will continue to happen. So I didn't get the correlation between knowing your worth and being a trash individual, like a narcissist, meaning that it's okay to, if a woman does accuse you of being a narcissist, or if you do show narcissistic behavior, that's you knowing your worth. Trying to equate the two was a trash statement. It was very disgusting, and I couldn't believe that. And that's one of the things where I'm just like, man, like, women, like, we gotta be more selective, and dudes, call your friends out. Like, even if you don't see it happening, but you see them posting crap like that, like, it don't look good. It's not a good look, and I wish it would stop, because it's spreading misinformation. Even if it is intended to be a joke, it's definitely not funny when it comes at the expense of women and their lives being affected, children's lives being affected. And then it seemed like as soon as I was going to make the video about what Lil Duval said, his friend T.I. came out and said something about him spending time with his daughters was thought prevention hours. And I'm just like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, 2020 is the gift that keeps on giving. Like, are you serious? Like, I feel like he's really embarrassing his daughter at this point, because he's equating her, going out and doing her thing with her being a thought and stuff like that. If he really wanted to effectively, get to his daughter and explain, just be real, just say, I want you to enjoy the fruits of my labor, like, enjoy the comforts that you have. And before you get into anything serious, I know you're a young lady, you out living your life, but before you have a child, which, your life is no longer like just about you anymore. I want you to travel. I want you to, go to different schools, because I can, I can afford that for you. I can do things for you that, thing, things that I didn't have, granted to me when I was younger, I can do for you now. Before you have sex and possibly get an STD or, HIV, where you have to take medication for the rest of your life, I want you to, be able to enjoy your life, a healthier life. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's different ways he can say what he thinks he's saying, but to constantly demonize her for being like a sexual deviant or something like that is really trash. And I wish he would realize what he's doing to his daughter. And I wish a lot of men would just be honest, say what you want to say, but then check your misogyny. Because a lot of times, a lot of men know that they've had put a trauma on a young lady in the past, involved in the situation that he doesn't want his daughter to be involved in. In the past, he was on the wrong end of it, and now you feel guilty, so you want to punish your daughter. So, fellas, if you have a daughter, make sure you explaining what you mean and checking your misogyny at the door. It's a good release when I say what I want to say, because I feel like a lot of times when you dealing with things like misogyny, narcissism, stuff like that, you don't want to sound like a prude. You don't want to come off as negative. You don't want to come off as always having a problem with things. But at the same time, it needs to be nipped in the bud because it's not healthy. It's a lot of things in the world that we've accepted misogyny in. We accepted it kind of in hip hop because it's in almost every song. So we be like, oh, he ain't talking to me. He ain't talking about me. We need to nip in the bud the little tit for tat misogyny, the little women don't know, like, especially I cannot stand when I go on Facebook and the first thing I see in the morning is somebody talking about these hoes ain't nothing, all they want is my money. And I was like, when's the last time you've been on a date, sir? When's the last time you've actually held a conversation with the woman? When's the last time you got out of your comfort zone and went to a place to actually meet the type of women that you want to meet, like be with? Instead of putting down women, why don't you put yourself in the right circles, in the right circumstances to get these women? Like, I'm just tired of the hate, and I'm tired of the back and forth. Like, change yourself. Like, I can honestly say that I was in a lot of narcissistic, like, not a lot of them, but I was in these certain situations because my low self-esteem, because of codependency issues within the relationship and me not being comfortable in my own skin. So I would just try to, like, dissolve in my own skin and just, be with this person and put my all into and it can be overwhelming to not have your own life. So I just want to say that as well. Like, women do take responsibility, and sometimes a little bit more than they should, for, the behaviors of some men. And I feel like you need to check that before you, put down women and constantly bash them, because it's starting to get old and played out. And if you haven't done anything to change yourself or your circumstance, then you can't complain about it. Ooh, I feel released. I feel better. I feel good. I have said what I want to say. So no more, hopefully no more subliminals from me. And if I feel myself doing too many subliminals about something, I'll just come back on here and talk some more about something. But I know these videos don't get that much love as my other ones, but I don't even care. These videos be like mini therapies for me. So thank you for tuning in and watching, and please go watch my other videos. If you like the adventure, go watch the New York, go watch the mini vlog, go watch the lake house video. Just really enjoy. And also don't forget, Healing Hydrate has the 30% off, and it's going on until Friday, I believe, January 1st. So go shop and go relax. Go just chill. You know what I'm saying? Have a good day. Love y'all. Bye.